Okay, another dimension of love I wanted to talk about is learning to love your work. All right, one of the things my grandmother told me, I think I've mentioned this before, is that life is work. Like, as long as you're alive, you will work in various ways, right? Physically, emotionally, mentally, we always have to work. There's just no way around it. And if you can learn, therefore, to love work, you will always be happy. And she was a very happy woman, and she loved to work. Never quite got that when I was a kid. It seemed a little over the top to me, but she literally loved to work. And when I asked her about it, that was her answer. Well, I always have to work, so if I can learn to love work, then I'm always happy. Wise woman, Grandma. At any rate, so I believe this is true. Like, I've come to see Grandma's wisdom because we really do spend vast amounts of our time working. And when you're in school, maybe you think, once I'm out of school, I won't have to work so hard. But the reality is, you will work really hard in your career. I mean, I have far more homework many nights than I used to have in school. All right, I have to work really long hours and stuff. So I have a choice, and that is I can try to love my work, or I can be miserable about it, make other people miserable. So the good thing about love, remember, and I think I talked about this yesterday, is it's not just a noun. We don't have to passively wait and hope it comes to us. We can learn to love our work. Even if we don't like the work, you can learn to love things. For example, you can learn to love taking pride in your work. You can learn to love the fact that people can count on you to show up and to do good work. You can learn to love the fact that there is value in your work, and that often that value helps improve other people's lives. It brings something to someone's life. Even if your job is really crummy, maybe it's, I've spent a lot of times washing dishes when I was younger, or making food, because those were the only jobs I could get, and I really didn't like it, but that did bring joy to some people's life. They could stop and eat, get food at the restaurant. At any rate, any kind of work you have to do, it's almost always just as easy to do a good job as it is to do a bad job. Like, it really is. It really, truly is going to almost always be as easy. It's certainly not a huge jump between doing mediocre work and doing really good work. It's usually not, it's not like the difference is 75%. It's often 20 or 30 or 40%. So learn to try to do good work. And if you do that, you'll probably love your work no matter what it is. And if you can do that, you'll be happy. Take pride in it. Try to make sure you do it well and neatly, and you do it on time as you are directed to do. And if you can do that thing, that's a huge part of life. You're going to have a really happy life. So try to learn to love your work, even if it's a crummy job. And the good news is that if you can do this, you will get better at your job, and you'll be able to get better work. Like, all right, it doesn't always have to be a gross job, but if you can learn to love your work, you will have a happy, rewarding life. Next to my family, I have to say, my job is probably one of the most rewarding things in my life right now. It's hard, and I don't always love every minute of it. I don't love everything about it, but on the whole, it does make me happy, and I do love it. And as always, I love you. Wishing you a lovely, lovely day. Sincerely, your Internet Grandpa.